Okay guys, we've got the front wheel off and you'll see this is the disc brake side. So the bike was upright, or I should say the wheel was upright. We're looking at the tyre there. You got the arrow, and that arrow would be facing straight down the road if the bike was rolling forward. So that's the rotation of the tyre on the factory. So that's why it's got to go back on with the new tyre. These are me new $20 eBay tyre levers, first time in use. One tube out of the way. So the tyre to come off next. Okay guys, here's where we're up to. Got the tyre and tube off the rim, so the $20 tyre levers worked alright, so when I do the 21 accessories on the bike I'll list them where I got them from in that one. Checked my tube, blew it back up, it's holding pressure okay, so my little auxiliary sort of 12 volt charger there with the built-in air pump, it's working alright. So what we'll do now, we'll go and get the tyre. And one thing about this tyre, I sat down here in the sun to warm up, because on this side here, what I've got showing now, that's the side that I'm going to go straight onto the rim there first, because this is a directional tyre, and you'll see just there, that's the direction it's got to face, in other words forward, and that'll be the area which points on the disc brake side. So we'll get into that now. The reason I'm putting that here, if the tyre's a bit warm it should go on a bit easier. Okay, tyres on. It's taken a bit of trouble, but I've managed to get the valve through. Now I'm just going to put the nut on a little bit, just about there, so it's locked on, and I can still move the valve in a little bit. I'll just put it half on while I get this tube in. I've got the tube in place now. So what I'll do now is I'll inflate it a little bit, just to settle it in there. So that should have pumped it up a little bit inside. So what I'll do, I'll just put the valve back in and I'll pump it up a little bit. And get the valve to, and get the tube to seat properly inside. Should be alright. Okay. Now what I'll do next is I'll just undo this a bit more, valve nut, so it's got more, and push that tube back in deep. So it's back in deep there, and I'm going to start putting this tube back on from a 12 o'clock position back, starting at 6 o'clock. Looks like it's going to be a tight little tube to put on too. So we'll have a go. I haven't done anything like this for at least 50 years when I was supposed to, and I think the last time when I was probably 18 I had a hit at this. That would be the last time I had a go at anything like this. Had a bit of trouble fitting the tube to the front tyre, so rather than go through that same process again, we ended up heading off down to the local Honda dealer and got in to fit the tube to the rear tyre. Now it was what you'd call a little bit eventful, so let's have a look in behind me here now and see what happened, what a trip to the Honda dealer cost me. Here's what happened. When I arrived at the bike shop with me back wheel to the CT125, I arrived into the shop and I saw all this. This is the CT125's big brother, the 021 model CB500X. So the 021 model, you can pick it easy. It's got the red trellis there, white paintwork here for Australia this year, a bit of red striping on it, and I'd already had a 18 and 19 model in this particular bike. In 18 I had the red version, and in 19 I had the gun metal black metallic, I think it was called. And I walked past this bike and I just said to him, is this bike for sale? And he said to me, well, not really. He said this bike was pre-ordered in August, and he said a girl ordered it in August, and she was here yesterday and only arrived in the shop the day before yesterday, so 2 days back. And he said she's been here to check it out, to go ahead and buy, but the only problem is the bike's a little bit tall for us, so I don't know if the deal's going ahead at this stage or not. And she's a bit disappointed when she left the shop, but I'm giving her 24 hours to think about it. She wants to go ahead, or she's going to step down to a smaller bike. So I said to him, oh well, I don't want to put pressure on her, but tell you what, if you can't go ahead with the bike, give me a call back, and if she hasn't, I'll take the bike. So cut a long story short, I think it was 2 hours, 3 hours later, he gave me back and a ring back and said, you know, if you still want to buy that bike. She's got back to me and she's going to go in a new direction now, and she said, you know, that the bike's a little bit tall for her, she can't get on it. And I'd probably agree with the bike's too, you know, if the bike's a bit big, too big for you. And yeah, so I decided to jump on it because it was a 4 months wait for this bike, and I thought I'd take the opportunity and grab it while it was there. So it was a pretty expensive walk into the shop to get a tyre fix, but you know, the bike was there, so I thought I'd get hold of it, and not a bad looking bike. So anyway, that's another story. I'll get out and test this bike at a later date, and we'll get back to this CT125, put the tyres on, give you a look how it goes in that line. And I just thought I'd show you this nice one. It's I don't mind the colour scheme on this, so we'll be able to see how this 500 runs at a later date, and I'll do a walk around on that later. So we'll get back to this one. The wheel back on the beast. I've got it marked up here with my 12mm nut. So what I'm going to do is do one full rotation on each side to bring it right around, like so, to pull the wheel out. And I'll do that now till I get this excessively slack chain. See, I've got this one here marked too. I've done this before, so that's one. So that equals how it was once I lined it up, because the rim, the wheel was pushed right back up to the front here. So I can start it here now, and we'll go in, pull out one more. I find this is the easiest way to get it. So that's one. We're going to go two. So I can swing around the other side, pull it out two now, so that makes it totally equal then. So we're on one. We're on two now. So that's already been pulled out three, and I think last time it was pulled out four, so. I think last time on 4 when I tightened it was too tight. So probably on 3, if I tighten the nut up there first, I think it'll come back to a slacker fitting, so we'll find out. Both off-road style tyres on the bike. I'm pretty sure, probably agree, it looks pretty good with those on it. So there we go. Bike looks more aggressive, chunky. Back one's on. So overall, I think for the $130 for tyres, $25 for post them. Only thing out to do now is get out and scrub and give them a test at a later date, and that part's complete. So all the accessories on the bike. So once again, thanks for tuning in, taking a look. Hope you enjoyed the little presentation on this and the fitting of the tyres, or part fitting of the tyres. And I'll catch up to you on the next clip. So